One thing at a time is unrealistic. The ability, the privilege, the opportunity to do one thing in the military at a time is unrealistic. It's not impossible, but it's unrealistic. It doesn't happen often. And when it does, it doesn't last long. You're in the military. The reason why I never went to college, the reason why I never did a lot of things in my military career, up to this point at least, is because I wanted, and I still want, I still value the ability to do one thing at a time. I want to focus on one thing. I don't like multitasking. First of all, it doesn't seem to be possible, no matter what the data says or what the masses say, the majority say. You can't do two things at once, not effectively and not with 100% effort. I can't do a live stream and cook dinner at the same time, unless I'm doing a live stream on cooking. And even then, I probably want somebody else to hold the camera. Most of us come into military and they say, I just want to be able to focus on college and I don't want to have to work a full-time job. It's active duty. Go guard. Go reserve. But if you're active duty, you're going to have to multitask. People always ask, is there enough time in the day to work a full-time job and go to school? Yes. You have to prioritize. You have to plan. But I'm not one of those people that wants to. I don't want to have homework after I get done with long days of work. I don't want to. Now, there's an argument to be made, or you need to. This is good for you. This will benefit you in your career. Cool. But I'm not willing to. I'm not going to. I want to do one thing at a time. If I'm in college, I don't want to have to work, but I might have to. Luckily, now I have a military career to offer me a free education. It's not something I have to do now. I don't have to work full-time and go to school. I can go to school full-time and still get paid based off my benefits. But you see a lot of people who, they go out into the world, they don't do any research, they don't plan, and they say, I want to do this by itself only. And I'm like, well, unless you have benefits that are paying you to do that one thing only, you're in some type of ecosystem that pays you to do one thing only, you still have to feed yourself. Unless your parents are paying all your bills, they're feeding you, you got to multitask. And it's not multitasking, it's planning, it's prioritization. A lot of people come into the military and they're blindsided by this fact, especially when it comes to your everyday workload. I already have this due. I already have to do this. I'm like, well, you have to do this too. Plan your day around it. For me personally, I have an EPR due on Wednesday of next week. I found out yesterday. And I have an airman who has training that needs to be done by Tuesday. And he needs to be micromanaged. What do? Figure it out. Plan. Prioritize. Maybe take a 30-minute less lunch. Figure it out. But that's kind of the point, is that the higher you go up, the more you have to juggle. And a lot of people, they think about the 20-year career and I just want to get the retirement. Well, they don't think about how much extra stuff is going to be dumped on your plate every time you put on a stripe. Every time your signature changes, you're just going to adding more stuff. Wing commanders, we see how much money they make. Are you making 10 figures a month? 10K? 15K? I'm like, bro, they live it. Our wing commander drives I think it's an S550 Mercedes. I'm like, bro, you living. But think about the responsibilities that come with that position. How many people are under him? Oh, the entire base. Got you. If somebody dies, he's answering for that. Somebody gets a DUI, he's answering for that. From the public, from the mayor, from the news, taxpayers. As you grow in your military career, you're going to notice how more and more things that don't make sense, mind you, things that are inefficient in nature, they're going to get piled upon your plate.